The ins and outs at Barcelona have been a hot topic, particularly since that loss to Bayern and the appointment of Ronald Koeman. So it's a Barca special transfer rater today. And it's more of a who may join or rejoin the club. And I say rejoin because first name on the list, Craig, is Neymar. Could you see him going back?
Do you know, I'm not sure he would have the appetite to go back in the current climate of the structure of the club, of the impending elections within the next 12 months, with the management issues, with the talk, I suppose, and we've been having it on this network about Messi's future. But I suppose in one sense, you know, if Messi was to go, and that's the big if, but it's not 100% that it's not going to happen. Maybe that's better for Neymar because he left Barcelona, we believe, because he wanted to be the bigger fish in a different pond, and he couldn't be that big fish with Messi around. So I don't know. I think when you're a top player like he is, although he's come in for a bit of flack over the past couple of weeks, and he was pretty ineffectual in the Champions League final, but we know he's a talent. And I just think from his point of view, he's got to pick the clubs that are chasing him carefully. I don't think he picked PSG particularly well because they haven't got a great history in the competition that they lost in yesterday. They were always going to win most seasons League On. And I think with a career that's not getting any younger, he's got to go somewhere where he's going to be getting the most success. And you have to ask the question, Kay, is that the current Barcelona? And the answer is no.
Another name on the list is a name that came up straight away when Ronald Koeman was appointed. It's Donny van de Beek, the young midfielder. Ajax is said to be asking around 55 million euros for him, which is quite pricey at the moment for Barcelona, who have financial troubles of their own. Luis Suarez could play a factor in this one, but he doesn't want to go anywhere. So can you see Donny van de Beek coming to Barcelona?
Do you know, if you'd asked me that question with a different coach, I think the answer would have been a clear no. Not that he's not a very good player, because he is, Donny van de Beek, but clearly there is a connection here that you've mentioned. And the other thing is Koeman has been very vocal about Frankie de Jong as well, saying, look, we've got these super talented Dutch kids. I've worked with them with the national team, but you're not utilising them in the right, or Barcelona so far have not utilised Frankie de Jong in the correct manner. And that's why you're not seeing the best of Frankie de Jong. Allied to the supporting cast around him, that Barcelona midfield is not what it once was. So I do think we could see potentially an influx of Dutch players again here at this club, primarily because of the coach. And I think Donny van de Beek's a player that clearly Koeman knows and likes. And I could see that happen primarily because of the Koeman relationship.
The next name on the list is Paulo Dybala, who's said to be upset because each year he is put on that transfer list for Juve and offered out to other clubs, but his name has been mentioned as a potential replacement should Lionel Messi go. Do you think that would be a good fit?
Well, I wouldn't want to be replacing Messi. I would be coming in saying, oh no, I'm replacing somebody else. I'm going to take Griezmann's place, or I'm going to take Dembele's place, or Suarez. I'm not taking Messi's place. That's the cost. You've got to score 50 goals a year for 10 years. Every year you've got to do it. But, you know, the thing here is one, everyone's dependent on Messi. And two, Dybala we've already seen how difficult it's been so far for Barcelona to shoehorn Antoine Griezmann into the team in the correct position, which is through the middle as a striker or playing off a striker. He's either not played or he's played on the left because it's difficult to fit Messi, Griezmann, Suarez in. When you put Dybala in there as well, where the hell is he going to play? Because you're not going to play him wide. And you're putting him behind the striker. Well, you're taking up Messi's position. That's the whole problem they've had with Antoine Griezmann. So, unfortunately for Paulo Dybala, he'll be on the transfer list at Juve, but I don't think it'll be Barcelona.
Lautaro Martinez, another Argentine, is next on the list, and it does look as though that would be another one that would be dependent on Luis Suarez going. But it does seem that the player would probably like to go there himself, as many would, despite the problems that have been going on.
Yeah, I could see this one happening, but you could see Inter fighting tooth and nail, and that partnership with Lukaku has been super effective up to a point. They finished second in Serie A. They unfortunately for them, blew it in the Europa League final. But that didn't take away from Martinez's good work. I think he's 22, so he's still a young man with a good decade ahead of him. And Suarez, for all of us that have watched him, has been the most amazing front man. I mean, I broadcast a lot of his Liverpool games live from the stadium over the period he was at Liverpool. And he did some of the most amazing things that I've seen from a front man. I mean, he could roll away from 3 or 4 defenders. You'd never think he could get out of this position. And before you know it, he's through and goal, putting it in. He can't do it anymore. For some reason, Mother Nature has caught up with him. He doesn't seem to be able to do it. And so clearly they're going to be on the lookout. And it might mean that they bring Martinez or somebody else in and Suarez stays. If Suarez digs his heels in, he doesn't want to go. They're going to have to go and get themselves a striker. They'll be looking to go younger. And I do believe Lautaro Martinez would be on the top 3 or 4 on the shopping list. But let me tell you one thing. There'll be a lot of toys getting thrown out the pram in Milan if Antonio Conte sees Martinez getting sold.
Absolutely. So let's think of a front three then that could have Lautaro Martinez, Messi and Richarlison, because that's a name that has come up. There's obviously the Koeman links there, but there's lots of rumours about Richarlison to Barcelona. Everton would said to be digging their heels in on this one. Do you think that could be a good move for him?
Well, listen, be a great move. It's like asking you and I, do you want to go to Barcelona? I mean, yeah. When do we go? I'll have to swim across the channel to go there. But be a great move for the guy. This one has popped up quite regular over the past, I'd say, 18 months or so. Seems to never go away. Not that he's not a good player, but I ask a question: would he walk into Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Juve, Liverpool, City, all these? The answer for me is no. And he'd be a good squad player for them, but I don't think he would improve that front line. And I don't know off the top of my head, I can't remember what his relationship was with Ronald Koeman. I've seen some comments from De La Fea recently, and he's not going to be going back to Barcelona, or he's not going to be working with Koeman anytime soon, because he said Koeman hated him at Everton. And I can't remember the relationship between these two individuals, but I'm going to say no. I'm going to say Barcelona, I think, are looking to cherry pick a higher quality player.
Last one at the other end of the pitch, it's Eric Garcia. It's said to be more a case of not if, but when. Yeah,
young guy who got some game time for City towards the end of the season, primarily in the high-profile Champions League games. Was in a back three on a couple of occasions, but, plays in a back three or a back four. I don't know. Clearly there is an issue. Well, look, Barcelona, like a few clubs, have got issues in several positions, but that back line's been a problem for them. Gerard Piqué has really, marshalled that defence brilliantly along with the Spanish national team for quite a while now. But the old legs are not really taking him around anymore. And Longlay's been in there, and Titi's been in there. They're on the lookout for younger players. That's the route. It looks as if they're going down. But I've not, and I have to say this, I haven't seen enough of Eric Garcia in terms of the game time to give a proper opinion whether I think he's a good enough player. Clearly, Guardiola thinks he's a good enough player to play centre half, but he's not exactly a top man on defending opinions at the moment. Guardiola, he's great going forward, but his teams can't defend. But if Barcelona think he's good enough, then fine. Clearly, the young man is a good player. So I'm going to say, this one's got as much chance as any on the list of happening.
Yeah, there's definitely some work for Ronald Koeman to do, but Barcelona could be looking very different in the coming seasons.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.